Thank you, Brother Toastmaster, Worshipful Master, Brethren all. I appreciate the sentiments of that toast. The members of Grand Lodge, the officers and that are elected and appointed, do so because they really enjoy it. And they enjoy it because of occasions like this, when we get to meet so many wonderful people, see occasions put on with good planning and lots of enthusiasm. And when we see the craft thriving like this under your guidance, we are so happy to be doing what we're doing. And we thank you so much for your support.
At this time, I'd like to invite forward, please, Very Worshipful Brother Roger Cowan, Worshipful Master of Brooks Lodge number 73, and Grace Franz to make a presentation.
We'd like to be able to make a small presentation as a memento to our most worshipful Brother Roth, Grand Master of the Province of Alberta, for coming down today along with Grand Lodge officers. And Grace is here as a representative of her husband. Her husband did a piece of artwork for us that we had commissioned for this event. And Very Worshipful Brother Giraldi has an inscription on the back of this print. And I'll just read it because it sort of helps to explain it. Perhaps I'll get Grace to maybe hold it up so that everyone can see it. So it's entitled The Locomotive and the Aqueduct. Both are iconic to the Brooks area. The locomotive symbolizes the importance of the railroad line alongside the city of Brooks, alongside which the city of Brooks was established and by which many of its first citizens arrived. The aqueduct symbolizes the area's complex irrigation system, which transformed the wild prairie into productive agricultural land and gave birth to the Brooks motto, where water works wonders. These are both symbolic to Brooks Lodge number 73, for it was by train that many of the lodge's earliest members arrived to this fledgling town. It was also by train, too, that many Brother Masons often traveled to and from Brooks on fraternal visits. The irrigation project, which the aqueduct was a major component, was implemented by the railroad. As the irrigation district grew, it attracted more and more workers to the area, and it was from among those employees of these two entities, the CPR and Eastern Irrigation District, that Brooks Lodge received some of the more stalwart members. So we'd like to present this to you, Worshipful Brother Roth, and I'll let Grace present it to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We will find a place of prominence in our home for this, for sure. And would you please pass on our thanks to your husband?
Ladies, when your men joined the lodge, they were told at no time should lodge ever interfere with your family. My wife heard that too. I was lucky enough to be presented today with a 25-year jewel stating I was 25 years in. My wife was quite eager to tell me that's right, because I brought her home from the hospital with her daughter, who is now 25 years old, on the night that I was initiated into Masonry. So, as far as our ladies, I truly believe this event may never have happened if it wasn't for the love and support of our ladies. that gentleman, I would ask that you be upstanding, brethren, and toast with me, Our Ladies. Our Ladies.
And to reply on behalf of the ladies, please welcome Kathy Fox.
I don't know where you went, Lloyd, but thank you very much for your kind words. Being raised in a Masonic family, as my father has been a Mason for 50 years, I know what it is like to be around the principles of Freemasonry. The charity and generosity to others, both in times of need and simply out of the kindness of your heart, is one of the principles that has remained with me since I was a little girl. It is your strong sense of fellowship that inspires us to support you. On behalf of all the ladies in attendance, thank you for acknowledging us with this toast. I would like to call upon Shanna Lee, worthy matron of Helen Chapter 91, to make a presentation.
Good evening. I'm Shanna Lee Macon, and I am the worthy matron of Helen Chapter number 91. And on behalf of Helen Chapter, I would like to present this plaque on congratulations to the Brooks Lodge on your 100th anniversary from all the members of Helen Chapter.
Just thank you very much, Shanna Lee. We've always had a very close relationship with Helen Chapter, and we appreciate the support that we have had with them over the past number of years, I guess 100 years, but I don't think that they've been in existence that long. But we will definitely put this in a place of prominence within our lodge, and we appreciate the fact that our ladies in the Eastern Star are here to join us and help celebrate this occasion. Thank you.
I've got my toast on my phone, so if I get a phone call, you're all in trouble. To our visitors today, the Brethren of Brooks Lodge would like to wish you a heartfelt welcome. We could have had a celebration for just the members of our lodge, but including all of you has made it so much more meaningful. Therefore, we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedules to join us in sharing in this special day. We wish all of you a safe travel back home. Would the Brethren of Brooks Lodge please be upstanding and joining me in a toast to the visitors? To the visitors. To the visitors. To the visitors.
And now we'll have a reply to that toast by a member of the Centennial Lodge, Worship Brother Walter Nassy. Are you here, Walter? There you are.
I thought I was doing the other one, but I got this one. Ed Maurer. It's supposed to be Ed Maurer. Where's
Is Ed Maurer here? Where's Eddie?
Over here.
Oh, sorry. There you are, Eddie Maurer. Come forward, please.
Get up there, Eddie.
Yeah. You know, on your comment about your cell phone, we were at supper sometime back in Calgary, a table of 8, and one fellow says everybody puts their cell phone on the middle of the table. And if it rings, the first one that picks it up and answers it picks up the tab. It rang a few times, but nobody picked the cell phone. You know, I've been part of this great organization, in Bassano for over 44 years. And it was surprising the night I was initiated. I mean, like Lloyd, my mother, we were initiated that evening, and there were 5 of us, young fellas. We broke the ice at that time. We were all about 25 years old. At that point in time, the mentality in Bassano was that unless you were 50 years old, as they told my father, you hadn't learned enough to be a Mason. And we broke the ice, got in, and my mother and I boarded a train at 11 o'clock that evening to head for Tennessee for 3 weeks. And I had a coach that was somewhat upset about whether I was going to know my work when I got back. But I did contact an old Masonic friend of my father's in Clarksville, Tennessee, and after I proved myself up to him, he helped me immensely on my work. And when I come home and got off the train the next morning, Brother Billy Bell, worshipful Brother Billy Bell, was on the telephone, and he said, "You get your butt in here now, boy." And we went through it, and I'm proud to say that all 5 of us went through that letter perfect back in 1969. And you know, it's been a great organization to be involved with and worked with and still work for. And it's a distinct honor and a pleasure to be here to reply to the toast of the visitors. Thank you very much.
Most worshipful Grand Master, distinguished East, brother-in-law, and all our visitors. It is very much a pleasure that I present this toast to our Mother Lodge. A lot of you are saying, who are not familiar with Masonic, what is a Mother Lodge? Back in 1912, when the original 19 members got together to form a lodge, they had to have some help. So they went to who else but our next door neighbor, Bassano. Bassano Lodge number 55. They in turn helped us form the lodge, give their recommendation to Grand Lodge that we were ready to be a lodge and recognized as such, to be on the register of the Grand Lodge of Alberta. Our number was number 73. So a little bit of water went underneath the bridge at that time. Without the help of those members back in 1912, this day would not be possible. So it is with pleasure that I present a toast to our Mother Lodge. Will the members of Brooks Lodge please be upstanding? And with me, toast our Mother Lodge, Bassano number 55. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, Right Worshipful Brother Payne. The history of Bassano and Brooks goes back quite a few years, as we all know, and I would like to say that I would like to see it go for another 100 years, where we work together on degrees, visit each other, and work as a unit. And I give you heartfelt thanks for all the work you people have given us as far as degree teams and supporting our degree work and mentoring us, the younger Blue Jean Lodge people. So thank you very much.
Just bear with me on this story. A mechanic was removing a cylinder head from the motor of a Harley motorcycle when he spotted a well-known heart surgeon in his shop. The surgeon was there, waiting for the service manager to come and take a look at his bike. The mechanic shouted across the garage, "Hey, Doc, can I ask you a question?" And the surgeon, a bit surprised, walked over to the mechanic working on the motorcycle. The mechanic straightened up, wiped his hands on a rag, and asked, "So, Doc, look at this engine. I open its heart, take the valves out, fix them, put them back in, and when I finish, it works just like new. So, how come I get such a small salary and you get the really big bucks, when you and I are doing basically the same work?" The surgeon smiled and paused, and he leaned over and he whispered to the mechanic, "Yeah, but try doing it with the engine running."
David Roth, Grand Lodge officers, invited guests, ladies, gentlemen, brethren. This is indeed an incredible day for Brooks Lodge, one filled with anticipation and excitement, a day we've been planning and organizing for a long time, and a day filled with great pride for the members of Brooks Lodge. Perhaps today we have experienced a bit of the same feelings that our charter members had 100 years ago. At Lodge this afternoon, very worshipful Brother Giraldi shared with the brethren in attendance a brief history of our Lodge. Some of it is found on the placemats before you. We had 19 charter members that came together on November 19th, 1912 with an idea of forming their own lodge. And with the support from the brethren from Bassano, they applied for and were granted a charter and held their very first lodge meeting in January 1913. Shortly after, in 1915, a great war broke out, and our lodge, like lodges everywhere, persevered and continued to survive, even though they went through a major catastrophe in the war, and continued to do so through the Second World War as well. In fact, our lodge not only survived, but it grew and it prospered due to the dedication and commitment of our members. Through the years, we have enjoyed tremendous support from the Brethren of Brooks, and I look out upon all of you tonight, and I thank you for the support that you have shown Brooks this evening. Thank you to the members of Brooks Lodge who were able to be here today, and for coming a great distance, for some of you to come back to your mother lodge, and for your support and continued support this year. I would especially like to thank our organizing committee, Right Worshipful Brother Payne, who is our chairman, as well as Right Worshipful Brother Murray, Very Worshipful Brother Giraldi, Right Worshipful Brother Ingram, Right Worshipful Brother Burt, Worshipful Brother Elvis, for their hard work in planning and organizing today's events. I think it's been a huge success, and I'm very proud, and a very proud moment for Masonry, in Brooks. Also, thank you to Worshipful Brother Elvis and Lorraine Payne and her committee for organizing the ladies program this afternoon. I heard it was a huge success. So thank you to all of you for joining us in this celebration and for your support in this historical day for Brooks Lodge. I look forward to the entertainment that will soon follow and having the opportunity to continue with some fellowship thereafter. I hope you enjoyed the day and will continue to enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you for sharing this day with us.
Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. You know, a lot of people wonder what Freemasonry is all about, and a lot of it is misconceptions. There are a lot of things out there that people think we are, and we're not. They think we're going to take over the world. We're not very well organized for that. I don't think we'd do that very well. Even if we managed to take it over, I don't think we'd run it very well either. So I think we'll leave that one alone. Some people think we're a secret society, and in fact, we are. We have secrets. But who the members are isn't very secret. We don't keep that a secret at all. We wear little pins and belt buckles and hats and all kinds of other stuff, and everybody knows who we are. So that's not very secretive. Whenever you hear people talking about the history of Freemasonry, it's a funny blend of historical fact, mythology, and pure exaggeration. And some of it, when you hear about the building of the pyramids, you know, these guys didn't build the pyramids. What are you talking about? But the reality is that we were once stonemasons. Maybe not genetically, but historically. Because in 1717, when they formed the first Grand Lodge, it was operative stonemason lodges that had sort of gone over to the light side, to the philosophical side of Freemasonry, and actually formed the new Grand Lodge of speculative Masons, or what we call ancient free and accepted Masons. The stonemasons continued, but Freemasonry as we know it started back in 1717. When they first started, they only had what we call entered apprentices and fellows of the craft. You became an entered apprentice when you started your 7 years of stonemasonry training, and you became a fellow of the craft when you completed your 7 years of training. But in between, it was all training. When our guys started the Grand Lodge in 1717, they were only 2 degrees, entered apprentice and fellow craft. But most of you around here know of the thing called Master Masons. Well, that came a little later. And in fact, the creation of the Master Mason's degree, about 20 years after the formation of the Grand Lodge, is where the real wonderful philosophy and morality of Freemasonry was embedded. Now, people don't always understand what that extra stuff is all about, but it really breaks down into 3 things. And it has to do with what we call the 3 tenets of Freemasonry: brotherly love, relief, and truth. Now that sounds kind of cliche, it's not that big a deal, but in fact they stand for the 3-fold nature of man: body, mind, and spirit. Brotherly love represents that spiritual quality of a man, reflecting the love of the Creator for his creation. Relief represents the physical qualities of man and can be found in the ideal of service beyond self, and sees its practical application in the benevolence to our members and the charities that our members and lodges support. Truth represents the intellectual qualities of man and is the reason for our continual efforts at personal development and the search for meaning in life. Freemasonry has become a model for many organizations throughout the world, but very few have adopted the philosophical and moral philosophy of the craft. Most have very high ideals, but their objectives are usually focused on community service or charitable causes. Freemasonry is not a charity. We're not a service club, even though individuals and lodges like this are often very involved with and supportive of community and charitable causes. During the last 4 years in Alberta, we have adopted in Grand Lodge a strategic plan. This year, my goal has been to improve the education and training of Masons. We try to have some form of education at all our regular meetings, so that when all these new young members are joining, they'll find something of interest and hopefully more enticing than the hockey game that's on that night. So in a nutshell, this is a little bit about what Freemasonry is about, where it came from and how it operates. I hope you have a little bit better appreciation for what it is that your husband, father, son, grandfather, nephew, cousin, or uncle is involved in. And you will continue to support us as we try to change the world for the better, one Mason at a time. Thank you.